here on M7, My Mind Matters. My name is Paul Beck. I'm a coach. I'm a mindfulness expert, and I've trained in the art of meditation. Tonight we're going to take the opportunity to explore how we can use breathing, how we can use mindfulness and even meditation to enjoy our lives to the highest degree. And tonight we're going to be looking at fear. Fear can often hold us back and stop us from enjoying our lives the way we would like them to. So this evening we'll look at how breathing can really help us be in a comfortable space. We're going to take an opportunity to look at how mindfulness can help us control those fears or overcome some of those fears. And then we'll take a deep dive on meditation. Now, these are all tools that you can use or not use in your life. Personally, what I would say, whether it's fear or not, whether it's just enjoying the moment to a much higher degree, if it's finding happiness, fulfillment within your life, then all of these techniques are worth considering. Because often we get caught up in what's going on around us, we create stories in our mind, and that's when fear can really be crippling. And so if we're able to approach it from a new dynamic, from a different way, then we've got the opportunity of ensuring that we're in a better place. Thank you for joining me. Those of you that have come back, thank you so much. Those of you going, what do you mean come back? We had technical problems earlier and we couldn't go live. I couldn't get everything to work, but we've overcome that and we're up and running right now. So let's take a moment to click into this and we will get going. Okay, so we break the evening down into three different parts. First of all, we will focus on breathing, and then after that we'll go into the meditation, and then finally we go into mindfulness, and then finally go into the meditation. Now, if all of this is new to you and you've never done anything like this before, don't freak out, don't worry about it. And maybe because I can't see you, because I can't hear you, you can send me messages, which is always helpful. But if you feel like, oh, I don't know if this is for me or not, just bear in mind no one knows you're there. This is all about you. Okay, I can't see you, so feel free at any point to close your eyes, listen to what we're doing. We do have music that we can play, and you'll hear that at certain parts of the presentation. And this whole thing is going to run for a maximum of 60 minutes. So I've only got about 57 minutes left, so it'll be go, 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 go. And then at the end of that, you feel free to reach out to me and ask any questions that you may have. But if you only do this once a week, make sure you tune in at Mondays at 7. Once a week is great. Once a week can be helpful. Maybe it's a good way to start your week, but nothing beats doing it on a regular basis. Mindfulness, meditation, these are all things that are called a practice. And the reason for that is that we should practice them every day. In fact, you can practice it any day. You can practice it any time of any day. So if, for example, you find yourself getting wound up, just take a few minutes to get to one place where you can be quiet. It might even be a bathroom, and take the opportunity to breathe. Take the opportunity to chill out. Take the opportunity to relax. It could be while you're driving. It's in that new TV show on Netflix. If you've got Netflix, it's called Beef. And there's some angry people in that show, some angry people, and the interesting thing is I'm really enjoying it because the lady that's got the main role, she's meant to be practicing mindfulness. She's meant to be very calm. She's all about plants that help people relax and enjoy quality of life. So it's quite, look for it, Beef, Beef, and it's a good watch. It's enjoyable. Okay, let's get started. Let's get the breathing going, because I know if I don't get started, it's very easy for me to run over. Now, breathing is one of those things that most people take for granted because the body will do it automatically. But actually, many of us breathe incorrectly. So it's one of those things, though, if you're exercising or if you're running because you're late for a bus, late for a train, late for work, late for a date, and you're running, trying to get somewhere as quickly as you can, then obviously you're going to breathe a lot heavier. And at that point, your body's going to know something's not right, because the breathing alerts the brain, it alerts the body, and it kicks in and tries to help you achieve what it is you want to do. But that can also happen when we tell it there's a problem, but there isn't. And that's really what fear is. So I don't know what your fear is. It may be a phobia, a good one, and I don't want to scare anyone or upset anyone at home. I know these things can be very powerful for some people, but just talking about spiders could have some people freaking out. And just the thought of spiders, thinking that there's a spider around, can have them freaking out. But the vast majority of that is just what we're thinking. Now, don't get me wrong, if there's a tarantula, a lot of us are going to freak out, right? And probably for good reasons. If there's a snake in the room and there's a good chance it can bite us, we're freaking out for a lot of the right reasons. And that's really what fear is all about. We have a tendency to lean towards fear because in the past, it's really been there to help us, to keep us alive. And so you often hear people talk about the examples of dinosaurs. Caveman had to run and get away from that saber-toothed tiger. But that's even true today. A snake is a good example. A dangerous spider is a great example. And maybe even a noise that you hear. Something happens and it terrifies you, it scares you, and you know there's trouble. However, there are plenty of other examples when fear is all created in the mind. And a good example I like to use is when you get a call from the boss and they sound like, in your mind, your perception is that it's a very stern phone call and they want to see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And you're thinking, oh boy, this could be trouble. And then you start to create all these stories in your head, and it may or may not be true. It could be a partner called you up and they start to ask you questions. Now, you start to think it's because of something that you did in the past, but actually it isn't. It's just your perceptions. You're thinking, is she thinking about that, or is he thinking about that? And off your mind goes. And I bet you've had these experiences. We get into a place of fear, we get very nervous, very anxious, and it's often completely and utterly unnecessary. And that's the type of fear we're looking at here. Another really important fear is if you, let's say, starting a new job. You could be terrified going in the next day, the first day, and it's scary. You can reframe it and you can call it excitement. Very similar experience. Yes, you're feeling tense. Yes, you're feeling a bit wound up. Yes, you're on edge. But actually, that could be excitement. And of course, going on a date for the first time, that could be excitement. So these emotions that we experience are very much connected to the thoughts that are going through our mind. And that's really what the breathing, the mindfulness, and the meditation are there to help us with. These are all tools for us to be in charge of our lives. So come on, let's do one. Let's get breathing. Close your eyes. Again, I can't see you. Paul, Barry, Maureen, I can't see you. Lily, Selena, can't see you. Just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold on to it for a moment and let it out through your mouth. I always suggest making a noise when the air's coming out of your mouth. It can feel very, very good. It doesn't have to be a funny noise. You don't have to go or anything of that nature. But just allowing that whoosh sound, that can feel really good. Now, I'll start to give you counts. I'll count you in for 3. Hold on to it for 3. Let it out for 3. Always in through the nose and out through the mouth. As we start to do this, I also want you to focus on where the air is going. So lots of people breathing the air into their chest, puffing their chest up. Draw it into your diaphragm. Get it into the base of your belly. Feel it pushing against that diaphragm, and that's much better breathing for you. And again, I do this every week. I encourage you to do your own homework. Go and do a little bit of reading about breathing. It has become very, very popular over the last few years. Karen, great for joining us. Thank you. Good to see you. So let's close our eyes and let's take those first deep breaths in for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Now let's go for 4. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out, making that sound. And now we'll go for 5. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I just want you to keep breathing at your own pace. Just what's regular for you, what's normal for you. You can continue through the nose and the mouth if you wish. But I do want you to think about some of the things that you are fearful of. And again, I'm not really talking tonight about phobias. I'm not talking about flying or insects or dogs or whatever it may be, but things that you're afraid of in your life. So perhaps you want to go for a promotion but you don't do it. Perhaps you want to ask for a pay rise but you don't do it. Perhaps you'd like to start your own company but you don't do it. Maybe you'd like to write a book but you just can't get around to it. There are all sorts of things that we want to do in our lives, and fear holds us back. So whilst you've still got your eyes closed, just take a moment to think of what some of those fears are, and maybe you can get one particular fear in your mind that you wish you could overcome, and we can focus on that tonight. And it could be confidence, it could be a fear of love. You're afraid to let someone in. You've had relationships and you're just afraid someone might hurt you, so you just can't go there. Anything that's holding you back, anything that's stopping you from fulfilling your life and feeling very, very happy. Now if you can think of that, think of some of the things that you're actually afraid of. If it's writing a book, for example, what is it you're afraid of? Are you afraid people might laugh at you because of your content? Are you afraid that you will never get a publisher? Are you afraid that it would take too long? Are you afraid that you'd start but you'd never finish? What are your fears? This is personal to you. So just think about some of the things that you're actually afraid of around that subject. Okay, now just for a moment, I want you to continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just imagine how it would feel if you're able to overcome those fears. How would you feel if you could overcome that fear? What type of difference would it make to your life? How much happier would you be? And just thinking about that fear, does it make you feel anxious? Can you feel emotions in your body? Do you feel like you want to hyperventilate? Are you feeling nervous? What's going on? Because just breathing like this, taking those deep breaths, that can really make a difference to us. Can start to make your body feel that much calmer, that much more relaxed, and that in turn can activate and stimulate your parasympathetic system, and this can help you to really feel far more relaxed. So just hold on to this feeling for a moment. Okay, let's take one final breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. So that's just your breathing, and of course the breathing is very, very simple. It's something we do day in and day out, but lots of us are unconscious about what we're doing, and this is really an opportunity to become conscious of your breathing and start to use it as a tool to make your life that much better. Now, it's been a big part of, I don't really like to use the word religions, but spiritual worlds, Taoism, Hinduism, for example, been big on breathing for many, many years. And I would say the last 20 years, there's become a lot more connection. It's become a lot more mainstream, and there's certainly plenty of books on the high street that you'd be able to get, and jump online and have a look for some tonight. Maybe jump on Amazon and look for books on breathing, and you'll see. I guess Wim Hof, that might be a name become very popular recently. Wim, W-I-M, Hof, H-O-F, and he does some deep breathing exercises and jumps into freezing cold showers, and this is all about you taking control of your life. Now, I want to stick with the theme of fear this evening. As we go into mindfulness, again, mindfulness is similar to breathing. These are all related practices. And the big difference here is that mindfulness gives you an opportunity to set yourself apart from your thoughts. Now, sometimes people talk about you stop thinking. You'll never stop thinking. You'll never stop thinking. That's what we do. We are thinking machines. And thoughts will come in and thoughts will go out. But the big difference here is you've got the ability to choose which thoughts you want to believe. And you've got the ability to choose which of those thoughts you decide to action and manifest and bring into the real world. This is really, really important understanding. So just because you have a thought doesn't mean you have to do anything with it. I bet there are many people that will listen to this podcast, listen to this information, and may think of themselves as not being very good at something in particular, or perhaps being overweight, or they can pick all these holes in themselves. Oh, I'm no good at this, I'm no good at that, oh, I've never been any good at this. But is it true? And you're probably going to justify it right away and go, oh yeah, because and you've got lots of examples. But it actually doesn't have to be true. Just because you've got a thought in your head, and even a belief, and a belief is just a thought that you've thought over and over and over and over and over again, it doesn't mean it's true. Let me just give you some examples so you don't think, well, it's easy to say that. For many years, not just decades, but centuries, we thought the world was flat. But is it? No, of course it's not. For many, many years, again, not just decades, but centuries, it was thought that the moon and the sun were the same size. But it was only as people got smarter and smarter and smarter, and things like a lunar eclipse would come along, and then the sun would be sat behind the moon and disappear. But you could see the ring around it, a little corona, a little crown all the way around the edge. So it's things that like this, and people that paid attention to that worked out there must be something going on here. That sun must be behind the moon, and to be able to still see it behind the moon on an eclipse means it's got to be bigger than the moon. And of course it is, like 400 times bigger. So there are lots of things that we think, oh well, here you go, another one. Flying. For many, many years people tried to fly, created aircraft, flopped, and people didn't believe it could be done. But actually it's now been done. And now we all take it for granted. Now we're all quite happy. Well, maybe not happy, but most people will have jumped on a plane at some point. Whether you like it or not is very different. I personally love flying. I think it's a complete and utter joy. Okay, let's take the opportunity right now to talk about mindfulness. And this is really a separation of your thoughts. It's you taking the opportunity to see those thoughts, but not necessarily be affected by them. And so really you're taking the opportunity now to separate yourself, to recognize them and just know it's a thought. Just a thought. Doesn't mean you have to do anything with it. Doesn't mean it's true. And so you've got the opportunity now to contemplate that. So going along the line of fears, here's a good task for you to do. In your spare time, maybe after tonight's session, why not take the opportunity to write down a big list of all the things that you're afraid of. Write down a list of things that you fear. Write down a list of things that you don't think you could ever do, but perhaps you would like to do. And then on the other side, write down all of your excuses for it, all the reasons why you've never been able to do that. And then afterwards, go through it and ask yourself, is that really true? Are they really valid, or are they just excuses? Really worth thinking about. And that's really what mindfulness gives you the opportunity to do. It's about going back, taking another look at it, perhaps reframing it. And if you can find one little thing in there, a little chink in the armor, a little Achilles heel, and go, okay, I'm gonna ask myself that in a different way. I'm going to approach this in a new way. I'm going to try and tackle this particular fear and see if you can overcome it. So now let's use mindfulness. We'll take the breathing now to a much deeper level, and we'll contemplate that fear that you've got going on. Okay, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it and let it out. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it and let it out. Okay. Now I want you to imagine a ball of light just in front of your eyes, like a miniature sunshine. It's rotating, it's spinning, it's turning, and as it's a miniature sunshine, you can actually feel the heat coming off of it. You can feel that heat. You can see that heat coming through your eyelids. You can feel that heat on your eyeballs. It's not burning, it's not searing, but it's bright and you can tell it's there. Now imagine pools of light being created over your eyelids, little pools. And it's warm light, and as that pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it helps you to really relax. It helps you to chill out. It's feeling good. And it's almost like it's massaging your eyes. Just gently rolling around. And maybe you wear glasses, maybe you drive a lot, maybe you read a lot, maybe you're looking at a screen a lot all day long. Just imagine your eyes relaxing. Any tension you may have in them being released. Now take that ball of energy up towards the top of the head, coming up over your forehead. You can feel that light on your forehead. It feels gorgeous, making its way up to the top of the head now. And as it gets to the top of the head, just imagine it massaging your scalp. Feels good. Feels really good. And now bring that ball of light down across the back of your head, towards the back of your neck, and then feel it. Almost like it's massaging the back of your neck. And if you need to, just roll your neck around gently and release any tension you may have. If you've been at work today, if you've had a tough day at work, release that stress right now. Now take that energy into your shoulders, both the left and the right. And feel that massage on the shoulders. Imagine there's someone there behind you. Maybe they've got oil on their hands. You can smell it, it's gorgeous. The aromatherapy is working. And they're massaging your shoulders and the back of your neck. Oh, that feels good. Now take that energy down through the right arm, over the biceps and the triceps, into the elbow. Just imagine that light going around the elbow. This is where lots of people get aches and pains. If that's true for you, let them out, release them right now. And have that light coming down over the forearm, towards the wrist, into the wrist. And imagine that light now rotating around your wrist, around and around it goes, soothing, easing, relaxing, rejuvenating. If you struggle with those joints, it's starting to really calm them down. And then bring that light into the palm of the hand. And imagine it going into the thumb, and now a beam of light comes out the end of your thumb. And your next finger, your middle finger, your third finger, and finally your little pinky, your fourth finger. So now with the thumb, that's 5 beams of light coming out of your hand. Very, very relaxing. And now do the same to the left hand side. Take the energy from that left shoulder, being massaged, relaxed, chilling out, feeling great. Taking it down the biceps and the triceps, into the elbow, relaxing that elbow. Again, any aches or pains there. Maybe you find when you open your arm up, you get cracks, you can hear it. Just allow any tension to be released. Take it down over the arm, the forearm, into the wrist. Feel that energy rushing around your wrist. And now into the palm of the hand, into the thumb, coming out the end of the thumb like a beam of light. Your next finger, the middle finger, the third finger, the fourth finger, the little pinky. 5 beams of light now coming out through your 4 fingers and thumb. Let's take our focus now back to the neck and the shoulders. And let's bring that ball of light, that miniature sunshine, down over the chest area, onto the belly, down over the belly, down towards the hips, holding it there. Now just imagine as that light continues to come down your chest, imagine it easing any pains you might have inside. Maybe you've got some aches or pains, maybe you've got problems with a liver, a kidney, maybe your breathing isn't so good. And imagine as you're breathing in and out, the light that's coming into you, very relaxing, but also got some healing properties. And if you have got aches and pains, or you have got organs that aren't perhaps performing as well as they should do, take a moment to focus on it. Maybe it's not the lungs, maybe it's not the liver, maybe it's not the kidney, maybe it's your heart. Just focus a little energy onto your heart right now and imagine it becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And bringing the energy down to the midriff area now, to the waistline. And now let's go to the back. Bring the energy, that ball of light, down the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Just imagine it. The heat, almost like those pebbles. Maybe you've had that massage where they put hot stones on your back and you can feel the heat penetrating the spine. It's very, very relaxing. If you know that feeling, just think of it again now. Allowing that heat to go into vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. Perhaps you have back pains. Maybe you have an illness, a condition. Just imagine as that light makes its way down your back, vertebra by vertebra. Imagine that it's healing. Imagine that it's soothing. Imagine that it's relaxing. Imagine it's taken away any pain that you may have been suffering. And continue all the way down to the very back of your spine. And now from your spine, take that energy around the hips, feeling it rotating around the hips. Massaging the top of the legs. And let's make our way down now through the top leg. Those big giant muscles at the front of the leg, at the back of the leg, moving into the knee. And if you have aches and pains in those knees, just imagine them being released right now. Very relaxing. Taking that energy now from the knee down over the shins, the calves, into the ankle. From the ankle into the foot, into the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, coming through to the front of the foot. And now beams of light coming out the big toe, second, third, fourth and fifth toe, the little pinky. 5 beams of light coming out of that right leg. Now let's go to the left leg, top of the leg, making our way down over those giant muscles at the front and the back of the leg, into the knees. Just focus on that knee for a moment, relaxing, reducing any stress or aches or pains you may have. Now down over the shins and the calves, into the ankle. And from the ankle, take that light into the foot, the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, bringing it forward now. And a beam of light comes thrusting out through that big toe. The next toe, the middle toe, the fourth toe, the fifth toe. Very, very relaxing. Let's just take a moment whilst we're here to rest and relax and luxuriate. Imagine right now being in a spa or in a bath of hot water, or maybe stood in a shower. You can feel that water, really gorgeous warm water running all over your body. Put a little smile on your face. Put a big smile on your face. Again, I can't see you. Nobody can see you. Now, whilst you're feeling good, whilst you're feeling relaxed, let's go back to that problem subject you had. What's that fear you've got? Think about that fear. Why have you got that fear? Where does that fear stem from? What's holding you back? Why can't you approach that subject? Think about all the problems, and then ask yourself, are they real? Are they valid? Or are they just excuses? Are they stories I'm creating in my mind? I can't do this, I can't do that. Now let me share this with you. Neuroscientists believe that for the first 7 years of our lives, we are really like a sponge. And we absorb all sorts of information. That's why even if you're a young age, let's say 2 years old, and you were taken to another country, you were adopted in another country, you could learn another language very quickly, very easily. And of course then, as we're a sponge, we're mopping up all this information, and we then become a part of our environment. And so our environment starts to shape us. Our parents start to shape us. Their beliefs, their thoughts, their religions, their strictness, their relaxed approach to life will rub off on us, and they can start to make very big impressions on us. Now, perhaps this won't be true for everyone, but if there was somebody in your life that told you couldn't do something, that may have had a significant implication to your fear. And it may not have been a parent, it may not have been an uncle or an aunt, it could have been a good friend. It could have been a really good friend that was looking out for you and they didn't want you to get hurt. Or it could have been a good friend that maybe was a little bit envious of you. And if you went off and did something and you had the best life, maybe they didn't want to lose you. Maybe they didn't want you to go. So there are all sorts of scenarios that it could be. We don't need to work out what it was, but it's great if you can identify something and then ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, was that true? Was that just their opinion of me? And if you can remember that event or events or that conditioning that you've been through, start to ask your questions around it to see if you can release yourself. This is really where transformational coaching goes, because a professional coach will help you identify these issues. We don't need to take you back in the past. A good coach will never take you back to the past and ask you to relive it. You don't need to relive it, but you may want to acknowledge it, accept it, and know it's water under the bridge. It's gone. And if you hold on to it, that can continue for many, 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 many years, even decades, to stop you doing what you would like to do in life. It could stop you loving again. It could stop you going for that promotion. It could stop you changing jobs and following your dream. Maybe you'd love to be an artist or an entertainer or a singer, but you're afraid to do it. And that could have been parents saying, don't do it, because they wanted something better for you. They wanted something safer for you. But safety isn't always the best way. I would argue joy is always the best way. If you can find your passion, there's a famous saying, follow your bliss. Joseph Campbell, I believe, said that. Follow your bliss. And if you can follow your bliss, if you have the courage to do that, the opposite to fear, all sorts of things can happen and your life can change dramatically. Now you should still be sat there with your eyes closed. If you have opened them, you've stopped relaxing, just go back into that position right now. Close your eyes, get comfortable once again. Remember, at this point that light should be running throughout your body, through the arms, out through the fingers, down through the torso, into the legs, coming out through your toes. Take a moment to think about how you would feel if you were able to overcome that fear. How would you feel? What do you imagine it would feel like? Would it be joy? Would you be jubilant? Would you be singing, dancing, screaming, shouting? Would you be crying because finally you've been able to overcome it? It doesn't have to be significantly emotional like that. It's just a matter of breaking through and having the confidence to go for it. It doesn't have to be something that happened to you when you were young. It could have been a friend when you were much more mature. It could have been a partner who constantly told you you were no good. There are so many different scenarios that we could address. I don't know what yours are, and without chatting one-to-one, it's impossible for me to get there. But you know. And so right now you can approach it. So this again is a really good task to sit down, take some time to write about. Write out those 2 columns. Don't do it now, but do it afterwards. I can post some notes if you would like. You can always email me. I'll give you the email and details at the end. But you can always reach out. I'll be happy to help. Okay, let's take that light now in through our left foot, coming back into the toes, into the foot, into the arch of the foot, the ball of the foot, into the ankle, coming up now through to the knee, rotating around the knee, and now like a tornado whizzing around the top of your leg, it makes its way into the hip. And now we go down to the right foot, drawing that light in through the toes, into the flat of the foot, the arch of the foot, the ball of the foot, into the ankle. And now drawing that light up, that gorgeous relaxing energy, past the shins, into the knee, resting, relaxing, recuperating, regenerating. And from the knee now up through the leg, the top of the leg, into the hips. Now let's take that light back up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Don't rush it, just bone by bone by bone by bone, like climbing up a ladder gently. And as it makes its way up the spine, imagine that light, imagine that warmth dissipating. Now up through the front, over the belly, up onto the torso, over the chest, in towards the neck. And now it's just your head and your arms that are submerged. Let's bring the light up from the left hand, in through the fingers, into the palm of the hand, into the wrist, up through the forearm, into the elbow, into the top of the arm, up into the shoulders. And now the right hand, light coming back in through the thumb and the forefingers, into the palm of the hand, into the wrist, through the forearm, into the elbow, up through the biceps and triceps, into that shoulder. And now draw that light back up, across the shoulder, into the neck, as we reduce it and return to our original place. Pulling that light up now over the back of the neck, the back of the head, the top of the head, onto the forehead, down over the nose, until you've just got 2 pools of light once again over your eyelids. Just allow those to soak in for a moment. Put a smile on your face and think about overcoming any fears you may have. Now drawing that light back into that little sunshine just ahead of you, into that tiny little ball, rotating, spinning around, and now whoosh, it disappears off into the distance. Gone. Just disappeared. Now take one final breath in through your nose. Hold on to it for a moment and let it out. And at your leisure, open your eyes. Now I hope you feel really relaxed from that. Some of you may have even wanted to nod off. That does happen if you've had a tough day at work. It's been very stressful, then that can often happen. Sometimes if you wanted to, you could lie down rather than be sat up. To stay awake, it's a lot easier to stay sat up and keep your torso nice and straight. But if you do nod off, that's working for you. Do it. Don't deny yourself. If you're that tired, nod off, rest and relax. Now we're going to move on to the final part of the evening, and this will be the deep dive now. This is the meditation. And again, lots of people have preconceptions about meditation. They think they know what it's all about, or they've heard about it, and actually often people have no idea what it's all about. It's just the word. Well, I've heard of it, I have some idea what it is, and don't you sit there going I dare say you can, but that's not what we're going to do. So this is an extension now of the breathing into that mindfulness, and now I'm going to give you a guided meditation so you can go much, much further. Now again, I'm going to remind you, if you can do this daily, that would be great. If you've got the time, you could do this whole recording every day. That would be an hour long every day. Now most people won't have the time to do that. You could get a copy of this and then maybe just do the breathing, or you could come back to it and just do the mindfulness, or you could come back to it and do the meditation. You get to decide. You've got the podcast, so it's downloadable. Go to the podcast if you can. Where's the podcast? Go to engagewithsuccess.com, and then under resources you'll see M7 Mind Matters, and so you can literally download, and that'll give you the opportunity then to listen to it as often as you want. I would say don't listen to it in the car, but you might want to listen to it if you go for a walk, do your 10,000 steps, go to the gym, anything of that nature. You could listen to it. Ideally you'll be able to sit in a chair, lie on your bed and just relax. Okay, meditation. Again, this is a mindfulness tool. This is an opportunity to breathe and regulate your thinking. That's really what we're doing here. Taking the opportunity to recognize what's going on in our body, in our mind, and then chilling out. Again, just like mindfulness, do not expect to stop your thinking. If your mind wanders, that's fine, let it do that, and then you can bring it back. If your mind wanders, take the opportunity just to bring it back, get centered, and continue with your journey. Okay, for the last part now. Close your eyes. I can't see you. Relax, chill out. Take a few moments just to listen to the music. See where that takes you. Where does the music take you? What sort of images are conjuring up in your mind, in your imagination? Okay, so let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Let's do the same for 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now finally for 5, in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this last breath, this next breath, I want you to think about the sensations you can feel as that air comes in through your nose. Can you feel the hairs moving around? Do you feel blocked up? Does it feel good? There's no right or wrong, it's just how do you feel? It's paying attention to it. And then as the air goes out through your mouth, can you feel the air going around your teeth, maybe over your tongue? Is it warmer than you thought? Is the air cooler than you thought? Just take a moment to really think about what's going on as you breathe. Now, if you're feeling very, very relaxed, take a moment to ask yourself, how does that feel? If you're really relaxed, how does that feel? What's making the difference? Is it the breathing? Is it the guided meditation? Is it just the fact that you've been able to calm your mind? So many reasons why you could feel so much better right now. It's nice to feel good, huh? It feels really good to feel good. So this time we're going to take that ball of light right in front of us. We're going to move much, much faster because we've already done the exercise once. So imagine the pools of light being created over your eyes. Take that light now up over the forehead, over the top of the head, coming down over the back of the neck, and all the way around the neck. Take that light down through the right shoulder, into the right arm, into the elbow, into the forearm, and into the hands. 5 beams of light coming out through those fingers. Now the left side, that light coming down now, through the left arm, into the elbow, into the forearm, into the wrist, into the palm, and out through those fingers. Oh, that feels good. That is so relaxing. Both your arms feel amazing. In fact, they're getting heavier and heavier and heavier. You might even start to yawn. That's all very good. It's all quite natural. Now feel that light coming down over the chest, over the torso, over the belly, down towards the hips, and then bring that light back down over the spine, vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone by bone. It's very relaxing, it's very calming, it feels amazing. And now take that light from the hips into the right leg, down over the top of the leg, into the knee, into the shins, into the ankle, into the foot, and then finally out through the 5 toes. And now let's go left leg, top of the left leg, swirling around, relaxing the big muscles in your body over that top part of the leg, into the knee, and then into the foot. And as it comes into the foot, bring it down over the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, and then out through those toes. Now whilst we're submerged, whilst we're sitting here, let's go back to that fear that you've got. I wonder what your fear is. Is it fear of heights? A fear of insects? A fear of work? A fear of something new? A fear of falling in love? A fear of DIY? Oh, you got me now. I know I'm yawning. That's feeling good. Focus for a moment on that issue. And then ask yourself, what could you do over the next 7 days to overcome this fear? What would be tiny steps in the right direction to overcome that fear? Again, it could be a phobia. You might be thinking about fear of birds, fear of snakes, a fear of insects, a fear of outdoors. There are all sorts of phobias. Or perhaps it's just a fear of doing something. Imagine if you're afraid of writing a book because you could get famous, you could get rich, and you don't know what you do with all that money. Imagine being afraid of writing that book because people might not like it and you find that embarrassing. Think about those fears. Are they founded? Is it just a story you're telling yourself? Is it just blah, blah, blah? Now, of course, the longer you tell yourself that story, the harder this all becomes. I said a little earlier that we're like sponges until we're about 7 years of age. And that's still true as we move beyond that age into our early teens. And then we start to get beliefs and we become pretty confident that we understand how the world works. And so by the time you're 32, 33, 34, 35, you are very confident you know what the world is all about, and it will become harder and harder and harder to change. But just think again for a moment. We are thinking machines. That's what we do. We are fortunate enough to have consciousness, and we can make conscious decisions about what's right or wrong. Some people will not like the idea of being able to heal yourself through these ideas that we've shared tonight. Breathing, mindfulness, meditation. Why not seek out people that have been able to do it? Seek out people that have done what it is you're afraid of doing and see if they can help you, or you can learn from them. Maybe just buy their book. The chances are if they become a huge success in life, they may well have written a book to share their story. Now, whether they've done that for the money or not is a totally different matter. But the important part is you can learn from their life. And there are more and more and more empowering books coming out every week. So now I want you to think, whilst you're in this meditative state, think about the problem you've got. When you've got that fear, when you're in a state of panic, when you're unable to move forward, when you feel stuck, when you know you approach something and yet you won't do it, perhaps you procrastinate. I like to think of myself as a procrastination expert, so if that is a problem for you, feel free to reach out. That's paul@engagewithsuccess.com. So now think about how you feel when you have to do that work, when you have to approach that insect, that animal. I know it might be uncomfortable for you. Some people will be saying, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. You get really, really scared. But again, I want you to focus now on the outcome you do want. So if you know that you would like to be able to pick up that spider, then imagine doing that right now. And I apologize if that's something you don't like to hear, if that scares you. Or imagine it's climbing a ladder. Or perhaps it's the corporate ladder. Perhaps it's just asking for a pay rise. Imagine yourself right now doing that. Who would you go and see? Who is around when you get to achieve your goal? Imagine them in good detail. What colour hair have they got? How tall are they? What's their presence like? Are they grumpy? Are they generally cheerful? Are they very matter of fact? What are they like? Now imagine, what clothes do they wear? And imagine that they are right there in front of you. And if you're thinking, well, it's the dentist for me, well, think of the dentist. If you're thinking, I hate flying, think of the pilot. So it doesn't matter what context you put this in, we will be able to help you. Now, just for a moment, imagine yourself at 80 years of age. Still you, but you're 80 years old. Ask that 80-year-old version of you how you could have changed your life if you'd been able to overcome this fear. Ask that 80-year-old version of you what life could look like if you were able to overcome this fear. Now have that 80-year-old version tell you they overcame the fear. Apologies. They overcame the fear. They were able to make a difference. And if they can do it, then you can do it. Ask them how they did it. How did the 80-year-old version of yourself overcome that fear? What did they do? Ask them. Now ask them if you should do the same. Would it be worth your while? Is it worth the effort? Could it be life-changing for you? Have a word with them. It's the 80-year-old version of you. Not your mum, not your dad. You. Now again, I'm not going to ask you to write and tell me what's going on in your world, in your meditation, in your thoughts. But afterwards, you might want to write some of these things down. Maybe write a letter to your 80-year-old version of you. Or become your 80-year-old version and write yourself a letter telling yourself what you should do to enjoy the life of your dreams. You got me tonight. This is my third, maybe fourth yawn. Okay. Now imagine seeing yourself overcome that fear, and your 80-year-old version of you is standing to one side applauding you, saying, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. How does that feel? That's what you want to be asking yourself. See yourself achieving that goal. Feel the excitement, feel the joy, feel the relief. Again, I don't know your circumstances, but if you can feel that you got through that, you plowed through it, you're able to overcome it, and now you've done it. How are you breathing? Are you smiling? Are you laughing? Are you crying? How does that feel? Okay, as we come into the final part now, let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Let's go for 4. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now just for a moment, allow all that energy that's in your body, that loving, calming, relaxing energy, to dissipate. Imagine now it just starts to disappear. You still feel good. You still feel relaxed. You're still feeling great. But everything's becoming easier and easier. In fact, you are ready to nod off. And again, smile as we bring this meditation to an ending. Okay, I hope that's been useful for you. That is our hour this evening. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you've got any questions. It's paul@engagewithsuccess.com. If there's any particular area that you'd like to focus on. So far we've talked about anxiety, we've talked about fear, we've talked about detox. There's all sorts of reasons why breathing, mindfulness and meditation are so useful. And that's what this is all about, providing you with useful tools, and more importantly, giving you the opportunity to come back to it week after week after week after week, so it becomes a habit, it becomes a practice, it's something you do over and over again. If you know someone that would benefit from this sort of information, or perhaps you know someone that would love to get a motivational speech, I do offer 45-minute talks, motivational speeches. Feel free to let me know about those, and I would happily sort that out. I'm quite happy to get in the car and go to various parts of the countryside as well. Or I should say country, not just necessarily countryside. So that's me signing off for another week. This is Mondays at 7, hence M7, and we'll be talking about all matters of the mind. Thank you for your company. See you again next week.